Hey, what's up guys? Mr. D out here at our farm, and I came across this old well. At one point I had come out here and took the old pump off of it. It goes down in there. Need to get it covered back up. Something uncovered it, but you can see, I don't know if you can see, but down in there, lots of organic matter down in there, but there is water in it. So that's kind of cool that you know, this old well is probably 100 years old, brick lined well, and you know, it's got water in it, and it's most likely groundwater. There's all sorts of stuff in there, but I'm really curious to how deep it is, how far down it goes. But probably somebody could get this fixed up and used again. But it'd be interesting to try to get some of the water out of that and use for our test when we test our water for bacteria and different minerals. But there used to be a home site, I think up the hill here years and years ago, long before we owned it, but kind of a cool little connection to what we're talking about. Well, look what we have here. You thought you were free on the weekends of my stupid jokes, didn't you? But you can see there's water in there. It's pretty sick looking water, but I'll throw one of these bricks down in there. If I can keep from falling in. Yeah, that's not a good idea. I'll go over here to the other side. Maybe I should walk around. Listen, if I fall in the well, this is the most epic way that a teacher has ever been lost. That time that teacher fell in the well, he was a nice man. Yeah, but I didn't, so here I am. You're stuck with me, kids. All right, so, well, I can't get a stupid brick up. They're all froze to the ground still. I'm gonna drop a brick down in there and see how much of a kerplat it made, but apparently I'm not going to. We can drop this in there. Actually, the top of it looks like it's got all that organic matter. Now we know a lot of it is sunk, so it probably smells like sewage, but I could pump all that out of there and see how deep it is, and then go down there and clean it out. But I would say it's still got water coming in. Anyway. All right, kids. I'm fashioning up a rope, a pail to drop down in the well to be able to try to get me some water out of that old well. Now, it's probably not a good idea. It's also getting dark soon. I gotta drop my kids off at the church, or Bryson, Brody, Brock, whatever B name they are, at the church at 5:30, and it gets dark at 5:45. So me dropping a bucket down into a well in the dark with it kind of slick and frozen around it, probably not my best idea. But for the love of science, I'm going to do it and get you guys some water that we can test tomorrow. Now, real quick, I'll show you my well. It's out here. It'll look a little different than the well that we're going to be doing in the woods, the brick-lined well. This well has a pipe, PVC pipe. It's got fake rock. Maybe. I can't get it off there. There. So you can see this well. Take that off. You can see down in there. You probably can't see anything down in there, but that goes all the way down to the water table. And there's a pump that pumps the water up. The line to the from the pump comes from there 3 feet underground, so it doesn't freeze. And this is where I told you that Mr. D, in Mr. D fashion, it used to go to the house, and now it goes to the garage, and it comes in the garage. Now this one, that blue pipe is not it. That's hose for my other one, but it's less than 3 feet here, so it could be frozen. But this is my setup in the garage. Let's see if it's frozen. All right, we'll hold the hose out there and turn it on. Oh, it worked. It's not frozen. Let's taste it. And then tomorrow we'll test it for bacteria, right? If you've never drank water from a hose, you haven't lived. Look how normal I am. It hasn't messed me up any. All right, so since Brody's a wuss and didn't want to come out on this adventure, I had to bring my tripod so I can video it. Brought me my pail and a rope, and we're gonna go down and check this well and see if we can get some water out of it. Now, I did start a fire earlier also, and it's still smoldering, so I had to come back out and check it anyway, make sure I didn't burn down Menard County. So it looks like it's climbing this tree here. This is actually a pretty dangerous situation if it's going to be windy at all when you're burning, doing prescribed fire. This tree was standing. You can see it was right here. But if it was totally standing straight up in the air, it makes like a totem pole and it catches on fire, and then it goes 50, 60 feet up in the air. And then when the wind starts blowing, it can blow embers out across your property onto the neighbor's property and burn their farm down too. But this one, I think we're going to be safe. It's not going to go anywhere. I mean, in theory, it's not going to go anywhere. Just, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to make my way over to the well over here. It's on the other side of the woods. And we'll go from there. See those skid marks right there? Starting right there, I tried to jump, and I landed here and fell on my butt. Dropped my pail. Kind of like Jack and Jill, you know. Brent went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Brent fell down and broke his crown, and nobody was there to tumble after. Oh, here's the well. All right, so here we are. Got my bucket. Get all set up here, and then I'll come back at you. All right, are you there? Okay, here we go. Let's see how this goes. All right, I probably should not go this way like earlier. You can see where I slipped and almost fell in, but I'm living on the edge right now. Living on the edge. You can't help yourself from falling. Living on the edge. All right, now, I got my water, I got my pail. Now, I'm gonna have to break off this tree here as it keeps poking me in the face. How do you think this is gonna work, guys? It's just gonna be as easy as I just drop this bucket down in there. Fetch me a pail of water. I guess I could see how far the bucket drops, sinks. Oh, the bucket is still going down. All right, so now, whoa, it's definitely still going down. There's something in there, like a chunk of something keeping it from going down, but then I felt it slip and go down further. So when I pull it up, oh, it's going way down. I think I'm hitting this pipe here. I actually think it might be lower more than that, but when I pull it up, none of this rope is wet. So when I pull it up, once I start feeling wet rope, I'll know that that's the depth of where I got to. I do think it'll go down lower, but this pipe is hanging across the well. It's actually deeper than I thought it would. I was only thinking there's a foot or two of water in it. Oh yeah. Okay. Fetched me a pail of water. Hydrosphere. Never fear. Brent is here. On his farm where he shoots his deer. All his students cheer. Or they shed a tear because he's, what do you guys say, cringy? All right. We got water. Now, as nasty as that water looked, once I dropped this in there, and if we let this water sit a while, it'll even get clear because of, what's that word that we learned? Deposition. But look how clear that water is. I mean, it's actually pretty dang clear. I think you're going to be amazed when you see it. Oh, shoot. You know what? I forgot a container to put it in. Besides this, I got to carry the dadgum bucket up to the truck now. Now, I had a problem. So, yo, I'll solve it. That's Vanilla Ice quote there. You guys probably don't know who Vanilla Ice is, and that really hurts that you guys don't know my 90s and 2000s connections. But I had a problem. I didn't have a container to put it in. I forgot that, and I had a bucket of water. I was going to have to drive home with a bucket of water in the back of my truck and then end up with no water when I got home. And then you guys were all going to laugh at me because I failed. But I'm a resourceful hillbilly. Look what I spy right here on the ground. I'm going to use our 3 R's and recycle me a jar. I think it's a milk jug. Like that's what milk used to come in when they used to deliver it to your houses. Or maybe it was, I don't know what. Actually, it's going to be really dirty if I put it in there. I'm going to just carry a bucket home. I don't know. Now, would it mess up the mineral content if I rinse this out a little bit and then filled it up and some of the dirt and things stayed in there? Would it really be a good reflection of what minerals were in that water? Or would I get minerals from this added to it from above the ground? Well, there we go. All right, so here's another side lesson to something we've talked about recently. So that fire is burning at the top of the hill. There is 0 wind right now. You can see it's calm as could be. It's evening. Where is that smoke going? It starts to go up. Now, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it is filling this little valley here. It's probably not able to be seen, but earlier today it was shooting straight up in the air when the sun was out. And now as it cools and the thermals start pulling it down there, the atmosphere is getting some more moisture in it and the smoke is going to the cooler part of the earth down to where this creek is. Another thing that we see here that we've talked about this year is erosion. You can see on the creek there, that tree is about to fall in the creek. That actually, those trees, this tree here fell recently. All right, just for good footage, I'm going to show you guys how agile I am. Like a cat, I always land on my feet. So I hurt my knee earlier when I came across this creek and slipped because it's really slick. It's actually frozen underneath there, but slimy on the top. So now I'm going to cross with my pail of water. And I'm not going to slip on the other side, but if I do, you're going to catch it, and it's going to make my video go viral. I'm going to make all kinds of money, and I'm going to be able to stop teaching. And then I got to come back across the creek again. That was really kind of stupid, but I know you guys want to see if I'm going to fall, but I'm not. I'm going to jump with a pail of water and not spill a thing. Are we ready? Oh, shoot. I didn't spill much though. I didn't spill much. Gosh darn it. I got poopy hands now, but I didn't spill much. Now there's a nice little root there to step on. Oh shoot. That's I spilled a lot. I spilled a lot there, guys. Son of a gun. Yeah. Yep. That was a terrible idea. Why would I want you guys to see that? It's my angry face. And now a word from our sponsors. Taste the zesty Classico tomato and basil spaghetti sauce. It is a pure slice of heaven. No, just kidding. This is my jar to put the Atterbury well water in. Now, I got back with maybe a quarter of the bucket. Problem is, I would say the quarter of the bucket that I got, the bottom quarter, would it be the dirtiest water from what we know about deposition? So over time, it would all go to the bottom and settle out, kind of like same thing it does in a septic system when we were talking about wastewater. I don't have time to sit around and wait for it all to settle because my hands are freezing cold and I'm pretty sure my truck is stuck in this field and I got to pick my kids up from church. So I'm just going to try to dip it off the top. All right, there she blows. A little less clear. I really think that it was way more clear than that until I spilled half the bucket and then agitated all the organic matter in the bottom of it because I had to show you guys how I'm pretty much an Olympic athlete and I can, you know, Superman can jump small buildings, tall buildings in a single bound. I can jump small creeks in 3-4 bounds and get hurt. and mess up the science experiment. But you are earning your education and teachable moments of what not to do in life, brought to you by Brent Davis. Now, I'm really thinking. Had a little bit of leftover Atterbury well water. So, being I don't want to burn the county down, I'm going to use it to put this fire out. So we don't have a flaming fire sticking up over this valley up in the air, because it's propped up in the air. And we won't have to see on Facebook tonight that local teachers started forest fire. There's a car sitting out on the road looking at what I'm doing. That's just me collecting bad water from an old well and then pouring it on this here tree. Nothing to see here. Oh, and I dumped it on my foot. But the fire's out. But my foot is absolutely drenched. But I came, I saw, I conquered, and I'm out of here. That's a wrap. Till tomorrow, when we do our lesson and we test our water, I have some Atterbury well water. I have some Brent Davis Shady Oak Lane well water. I have some tap water, city water from Brent Davis's house also, because we have both. And then I also have some filtered water from our refrigerator to see if it's any different than our other water out of our faucets, which I don't think it will be. And then we will have Miss Rachel's Atterbury well water, because she lives right down the road from here. That'll actually be an interesting test, because her soil types are probably similar to ours. And if our theory is that the minerals from the soil as it goes through the ground is what gives the minerals in your water, so that'd be interesting to see if it's similar to ours. But yeah, and what else do we have? We're gonna do a school city water, maybe some toilet water or something. You know, we only got 2 bacteria tests, but we got a whole bunch of the tests that'll tell us chlorine, those kind of things. Remember, if these water like Ice Mountain or Fiji or Fuju or whatever it is, if they have any traces of chlorine in them whatsoever, there is no guy named, I don't know what a Swiss person that lives in the mountains names are, but the Swiss Alps, but it's not somebody filling a water bottle from the Ice Mountain, is my guess. It's probably somebody filling it in their house or a factory named Carl or Johnny. And if there's any chlorine whatsoever in that water, we know that it is not from Ice Mountain River or whatever it is. All right. See ya.